Yeah.
Tell me,
We
yo. So tell me for the people that I'm not a big video gamer. Tell
yeah.
me what you guys do.
So in short, we are making a marketplace, and within the marketplace, rather than just regular goods or NFTs that people would be selling, we are going to selling security tokens, and each security token is going to be backed by physical real estate or physical properties, and through
Okay.
tokenization and fractionalization, we aim to make real estate investing more accessible and fun for everybody involved. So now, rather than targeted only for investors like traditional platforms are, you have to be an investor or you have to be in the local market to invest in real estate. And we're trying to incorporate these assets into games. So when gamers actually participate in a tournament or participate in a virtual economy, and the assets they will be earning is going to have real world benefits, such as daily dividends or daily income, passive incomes that they can collect. So that's what we're trying to do. We
So
just in core, we're trying to make real estate or asset investment more accessible and fun for everyone.
all right. So let me get the, I just want to make sure I get this right. So you're tokenizing the gaming. For example, if I'm playing a game, how am I gonna be benefiting from what you guys do?
Yeah. So what we're doing is, say a house, a property.
Right?
So we fractionalize the property into many thousand pieces. So the first one we're doing in Los Angeles, we're actually tokenizing into 8,000 pieces, and it ranges between $25 all the way to 35,000, depending on our client or their spending capability. So a lot of the cheaper ones, the $25 ones, we're going to incorporate into games. So now a skin in the game that you're going to be playing. Right now we're in talks with PUBG and also a couple other games, such as Space Nation, Red Door Digital. So they have these gaming assets in there where users would pay uh, dozens of dollars or hundreds of dollars regardless already. However, when they're done with the games or when they're not using playing the game, these are just complete waste and might not even have a market for them to trade. So what we're doing is these gaming asset now is going to collateralize with our security token. So not only you can use it in the games for that to be a skin, a weapon, a car. At the same time, you can collect passive income on a daily basis while you're still enjoying the same fun and same utilization it'll bring in a digital
Okay.
space.
So for example, if I have a character in PUBG, let's say, and then I'm playing PUBG for a year, and then I collected all this cool stuff, and then
Some of them might be security tokens that give you benefits. And when you're done, you can trade it back into us or trade it to other users, or you can decide to sell it back to the platform where there's always going to be a base fee, not going to be zero. So a lot of the gaming items, it can potentially go down to zero. So now we have real estate or property that's going to be the base value for that digital token. So when you're done with it, you'll not be wasting your complete money. There still be some
okay. So
benefits.
is the token value? So let's say I have a token.
Mhm.
Is the token value goes up while I'm in the game, or do I have to trade that token into if I wanted to trade with you guys and put it in real estate? How does that work? So does the real estate value goes up after that if I invested with you guys?
Yeah. So if as a token holder, you will have number one daily income that you can collect from the real estate for that to be rent that it generates or management fee that it generates. And number two is you will get appreciation fees. So depending on the market condition, we will do a transparency report on the real estate every 90 days for all the token holders to see. And right now, we are doing direct API connection with Zillow. So it's live data that anybody can go see right now. And in a case, if we collective group all decide want to sell, it's going to be a hybrid DAO structure for us. So if all of us or majority of us wants to sell, we will sell the property, and whatever the profit or whatever the split is, it depends on how much equity you hold within the real estate. So you will get the appreciation profit once we do sell. But in the meanwhile, you'll
Okay.
be collecting dividends.
But is my token still active in the game?
Once you sell, it no longer will be because you won't have it anymore. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Um, and how did you come up with this?
So me, I've been dealing with real estate for a while. Ever since my first job after college, I was an MEP designer at a company called Glumac, GLUMAC. It's also Los Angeles, and I started with a MEP designer and moved my way from designer to engineer. And also because I spoke Chinese at that time, the company was opening up another office in Asia, which is China, and it was perfect. So I hated doing overnights as an engineer because many times I will come out, the sun is already like rising pretty high, like 9, 10 in the morning. So there's a lot of overnights. And I knew that wasn't for me, and slowly moved my position to the BD side, business development side. So while the office was opening in Shanghai, I did a lot of international travel. So I was VP for BD on Bluemac. There's a
Mhm.
lot of projects I oversaw, such as Wilshire Grand in Los Angeles, the tallest hotel so far in North America, and also Shanghai Disney. Our firm did the low voltage and the castle designs for Shanghai Disneyland, and also Sheila Hotel in San Jose, and LG headquarters in Seoul. So there's many big projects that I was happy and lucky to be involved with. Um, this happened till all the way till 2016 is when the company was bought out by Tetra Tech, Fortune 500, and me and a couple friends were left out. We started our own development company, small size, made mostly residential units that we're developing and also investing at the same time. So I've been dealing with real estate for a while, and I do realize that before blockchain, this industry has not been evolved for a long period of time. It's very inefficient and also is very illiquid. And for usual investors, most likely they will only participate in the localized market. And international trading or international participation is very, very difficult for average users. However, real estate isn't that hard. It's pretty straightforward. You have the money, you buy a house, you do some research, and you agree with it. But however, with all the third parties in between, it's not very accessible to average people. Every time you buy a house, you probably pay a premium of 7 to 15% to all the third parties involved. Some cases even higher. And with blockchain technology now, you're literally skipping past the third parties in between, and it's going to be a direct deal between the seller and the buyer side. So everybody else in between could be skipped to save costs and be more efficient. And that's why we
So
decided to come up.
who will actually own the piece of real estate?
We work
Your
for
company.
our platform. So there's two ways.
Yeah.
We work with real estate owners, and for us, rather than charging them like a 4% buyer fee, 4% seller's fee, escrow, management, and all that stuff, we are only charging them 2.5% for the amount they are planning to sell or the amount they're planning to tokenize. If it's only 300,000, we only charge 2.5% on that. If it's 3 million, we'll charge 2.5%.
Right, right. But yeah, so I'm talking about from the buyer side. So let's say I have a token and I decided to go with you guys in real estate market.
Mhm.
And then you guys collect other tokens, how much ever, whatever the value is from the real estate. And you buy the piece of real estate, your company, I'm assuming.
No, we work with real estate owners. So we have four right now. One of them is what we own. The other three, we do not own them. There's other real estate owners. They just launching their product onto our marketplace. Does it make sense?
Okay.
So
Not
we are
not to me.
authorized. Yeah, we as a platform, we are authorized to do the tokenization and to the
Right.
fractionalization. So we'll bring the wholesale product into a retail market. So rather than people
Right. So
wholesaling a house,
the piece I'm a little bit confused about, because when you get a real estate, right, either you're getting a private investment or you're getting a loan from a bank,
what do you mean
correct?
getting a real estate investment?
When you're getting a real estate piece of real estate, you
Yeah.
either get a loan or you have your cash.
Hmm.
So when these tokens are sold to you guys, who puts up the cash for the tokens?
Oh, we're not. They're not selling it to us. They're only listing onto our marketplace. So we're kind of like a custodian for them. Imagine like a Amazon. Everybody is a vendor. They're selling their own real estate. however they want to sell it at onto our marketplace. We are only a marketplace, a platform as a service.
Okay. I still don't get the connection, the real estate part.
Okay, say you're a house owner. You want to say you don't want to go through the bank. Bank
Right.
needs
Let's say I
to
want to refinance my house. Does that work as well?
no, that wouldn't work because we
So,
are
okay,
actually
brand new
transferring
house.
that.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to buy a brand new house. How does it work?
You want to buy a brand new house as a whole, I don't think you will be participating in us because we are
Okay.
fractionalizing the pieces. So traditionally, people are wholesaling or wholesaling the house. Like if I want to sell a house, I have to sell the house as a whole, right? So now what we're
Right.
doing is we're kind of retailing the house. So instead of selling everything as a whole, 100% equity, you're selling 1% equity at a time.
Right. So let's say I have a house that I want to sell.
Yeah.
Right. Do I put that house in your platform?
Yes. So
Okay.
you would talk
And
to us, and then we will sign an agreement. You still own the house, but we are authorized to perform whatever operation we need to perform. So that includes marketing, that includes tokenization to bring the process on chain to Ethereum, and also the distribution management for the user. So we do all that. All you have to do is own the house, and depending on how many people are buying it, you slowly shoot back the shares or the equity to the users. And we are the kind of
okay.
like the middleman in between to make sure everything works lawfully and efficiently.
So I'm assuming because if okay, these are not for individual people who owns a house. These are either for investors who are buying houses to sell it back, or banks that who has houses that needs to be sold.
Mm, we are actually working with a lot of people that have second homes, third homes. So they actually live somewhere else, not their primary resident. They have a vacational rental somewhere. They do Airbnb, and they probably want to buy another place using a down payment, which they don't want to spend their own money. So rather than go through the bank, they actually come to us because for us we're much more efficient. And bank charges about 5 to 7% on interest. We charge 2.5% only, and it might take a little bit of time because it's early stage, but they are willing to try it out. That's why we have about four properties in the pipeline waiting to go, and we have one tokenized already. Yeah,
So
but
if
they're
I have a
not all token.
token, not only I have to trust you guys, but I would also have to trust the person who are going to buy the actual real estate.
Yes. So we do strict KYC processes, and all of our token is going to be listed on the SEC CFTC website for transparency. And
Mm.
every agreement that we sign, every contract we sign is going to be on chain. And we do have a strong legal representative to amend everything that we're doing. And our legal partner is called Reed Smith, LLP. Yeah. So we've been working on the legality part for quite a while. Ever since March last year, we got everything within compliance in August last year. So we just began our development after we got the green light.
Okay. Do you think you guys kind of will be like Airbnb for real estate kind of deal?
I wouldn't say Airbnb. What we're trying to do is we are trying to make similar, like going back to the Amazon, I guess, reference. We're trying to be the marketplace where any homeowner can list their properties on to to the marketplace for anybody
Mm.
in the world to buy. So our users we're targeting is going to be in Southeast Asia, Africa, Middle East. Surprisingly, there's a huge number of group within our community that's slowly increasing even as we speak because to them on that side of the world, they don't have a lot of good financial vehicles to invest in. They don't have a strong stock market. They don't have a good, strong securities transaction market, and the only thing they're really investing into is either a savings account from the bank or a real estate property locally. And to them, U.S. is still a strong economy, and they still do believe that U.S. is going to be stronger in the future. And also with 2028 coming, Olympic, World Cup, FIFA, all that happening in the States, they feel like it's a good time for them to dab it into this while they're having fun with digital contents such as games, collectibles, music, art. They're gonna buy regardless, anyways. Now there's a
Yeah.
different perks for them to be offered.
Are you guys getting any pushback from gaming companies?
Definitely. Like you said, the convergence is very hard to understand. It is something very, very new. And we are lucky to have two partners confirmed or delegating the due diligence process right now. And one of them is Red Door Digital. They're a Web3 gaming company. And also another one is called Space Nation. Recently, not too long ago, we got the hosting right for PUBG Mobile. So we're dabbing into that side as well. Yeah. A
Why
Web2
wouldn't the
company is
gaming
owned
companies? Yeah, why wouldn't they do this by themselves? The
security,
tokenization part of it.
laws, law. The legality side is very, very difficult. I'm in this real estate sector for over a decade, and I know how tedious the process can be. Usually, for gaming side,
So
they
the
are
gaming
having
companies are not allowed to tokenize the gamers.
they could they could. It just isn't unnecessary work for them. Whatever they have right now is already working for them. That's like a completely new side of business for the gaming companies to tap it into. It's real estate and development and all that. So it's just a different
So
sector.
can this be applied to any company? I guess, like, okay, for example, let's take Instagram, right? All that data in Instagram when somebody's doing a search, or even I guess Google. I mean, I guess Google kind of doing that already because they have they have advertising.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
can
it
Google
could be done with any, but
tokenize their users?
tokenize their users. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, for example, can I own the data, my data
Uh
in
huh.
Google that they're
Uh huh.
selling to advertisers?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So there's companies that do that, and we do that ourselves. For ad revenue that we receive from the platform, it's going to be divided out to our token holders, which is our governance token holders. Yeah, like I said, we're building a hybrid DAO. So everybody we feel like should own their own data. If we collectively as a group actually make money off these data, everybody within the group should be paid. I mean, this is the whole point about Web3. It's where you actually has ownership, or you have
Yeah,
the ownership to your own data and to your own assets.
right, right. What are
Yeah.
some of the pushbacks you're getting from the gaming companies? Because most of the
Uh,
times when I'm talking to gamers, they're telling me, okay, we're not playing the game because we want to make, because I'm assuming most of the gaming companies do not want their gamers to actually play the game because, they have to make money.
it
It's
depends.
it's supposed to be
Yeah.
fun. It's not
Yeah,
supposed
it,
to be a
it really
job.
depends. Yeah,
Right.
depends. So a lot of the Web3 gaming studios that we see now, not including the ones we're actually talking to and partnering with, a lot of them they care about monetization. Like Axie Infinity. I don't know if you're familiar with the Web3 gaming space, but like Axie Infinity, and there's a lot of other ones out there. People were calling them Ponzi scams for the longest time because their
Right.
ecosystem is completely flawed. They need constant users to be flocking in to maintain the value of the token, and is driven by hype and circulation. Literally, whoever comes in the picture last will hold the bag because everybody before them would exit out on a high value. And once not enough people play the game, the economy or the virtual economy, the ecosystem is going to collapse like it did in 2022, 2021-ish. Everything tanked 90% and they lost a lot of money. So what we're doing is we're seeing the same thing. AAA, AA games, they don't care about making money. They care about content. So they will sell a game for 59.99, sell a game for 69.99. It's a higher markup, but however, the gaming experience, the content is superb. That's why they're AAA, AA games. It's mostly about these lower ones. They're calling themselves AA, AAA, but they are in the rabbit hole of greed where they constantly want the, the most user flocking in, but sustainability becomes one thing, expansion becomes one thing, and in the end, if the management team is not strong enough, everybody loses, and that's what we saw. So that's why we decided to come up with this collateralization service for the gaming companies, so we can maintain the floor value for their virtual economy. And just in case users don't play the game anymore or the game is not good enough, their users will not lose their asset or lose their investments 100%. Because on the base floor, there's always going to be something real, not just something fake selling by hype.
Right, right. Can I buy tokens without playing the games?
Yes, yes. So
You
we are
can.
targeted for investors and I guess engagers or gamers. So gamers they have ways to potentially earn these tokens for free within the games or by participating. And if you're an investor, you don't even want to do that. You don't have the time for that. You just want to maybe invest. And we also have a mechanism for those as well.
How does the value of the token goes up?
How does it go up? So
Yeah,
we
how
do
does the
have a
value?
secondary market that people can trade and also we'll be setting the floor values for everything. We'll be market making depending on the based on the market conditions of the real estate. So every 90 days we'll come up with a transparency report. People will know how much their tokens or how much the property is actually worth. And from that range,
Oh, yeah,
we
yeah.
can
Well, yeah, that's if I decide to invest with you guys, right?
Mhm,
To buy
mhm.
real estate with that token.
Yep.
But if I'm a gamer, or if I just wanted to buy token with my cash, let's say I want to buy some tokens with crypto I have, right?
Mhm, mhm.
So how does the value of the token go? How does it go up and down?
It would
If like,
depend
because
on the
if you're a
bidding market.
gamer, right? If you're a gamer, I get it, right? It goes
Yep.
up and down depending on how you play the game.
Yep.
But if you're just an investor wants to buy a token, how does that go up and down?
Okay, so for the investors, their tokens will be different. Their tokens will be specifically just the real estate side. It has no digital utilization if they don't want it. So it'll be a cheaper markup. It's basically gonna be the value for the real estate with no add-ons. However, if they do want to have digital utilization as well in there, so let's say the piece is actually $25. So now that it's a skin in the gun with digital utilization, it might have a higher markup like $30 or $31.
Hmm,
Yeah.
very
So this is where
interesting.
we're differentiating the two sides. So gamers can have their own fun and potentially
Hmm.
earn these wealth we call by engaging and doing the same thing they do already. And the investors now they can invest with more accessibility, more affordability. No matter where they are in the world, they can have access to the U.S. Stronghold properties.
Right. I think that's the most interesting part because, which means anybody in anywhere in the world can basically invest with you guys and buy your property.
Yeah, yeah. And our
Right.
properties in the strong country U.S. dollar, U.S. economy is still uh, number one in the world, and it's gonna be number one in the world for a long time. Depend
Right.
with everything
Do you,
happening right now, but U.S.
yeah. Do you guys have any like regulatory restrictions in
We do
US
have restrictions.
for this?
We actually have a lot of restrictions. So we are sanctioned or where we have to be in compliance with the SEC and
Mm.
because we're deemed as a security token, and also partially CFTC is going to hover us around with regulations as well, and we are. I guess there's certain security acts we have to follow, like the Security Act of 1933, Security Act of Property Tax. There's a lot of things that we have to watch out for, and it took us about 7 months to get everything finalized and to be able to develop a platform because before
Right.
we couldn't even do anything because we don't even know we have a project yet. You know?
Yeah, I'm sure. Let's say I have tokens. I played the game for a year.
Yeah,
I bought a piece of property with you guys. How do I get my money back?
yeah. How do you get your money back? Two ways. Either you cash out on the platform to us, or you sell your tokens to another user in the secondary market. Two ways that you can cash out.
So, right. Can I still do that after the real estate deal?
Yes, of course. And also for the real estate owners, occasionally they will do a recall. They will do a buyback. So the Airbnb owners we're talking to, the ones in Seattle, they want to sell their 30% or 40% of the total equity because they want to use the equity to buy another property, given the downturn of real estate market right now. They don't want to go through the
So the
bank.
the
They
token price value is set up depending on the house market.
Yes, yes,
Oh, okay.
yeah. And then right now, say for example, they're selling 30%. Couple years down later, or maybe a year down later, they don't have a liquidity problem anymore, or they want to sell the house or refinance it through the bank, or maybe even just redevelop it into something else. They want 100% equity back. So now they will do a recall on the marketplace to recall these shares back, and all the token holders, they can agree on a set profit they want to make. So 20% above our market, 30% above market, or 20% or 30% above their or the investment or the investment amount. So once the seller and them agree, they'll do a complete recall. The owners gets their 100% equity back, and all the token holders, they can get their appreciation value for the tokens. And also, the whole time they're collecting daily dividends. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Why real estate? Wait, I mean, MSP, you can pick any industry pretty much with this
Loss.
idea.
It would be
Loss.
loss.
Okay.
Yeah, every asset is considered different. So to do anything, you will have to be getting a regulation or be in compliance for that specific asset. So and also for real estate, we are just familiar. We've been in this field for more than a decade, for international funding setup and all that stuff. So we are comfortable moving this route. And also, um, another goal for us personally is that a lot of people our age, they are not lucky enough to buy their own house yet, even at this age. With the economy now, I don't think it's going to be easier in the future for younger generations. So we really want to kind of educate them to start young, kind of educate them about, hey, um, start building your wealth at an early stage or early age. So by the time you're like 18 or 20 or whatever, you can sell these assets to buy your own car, to buy your own uh, uh, potential house in the future if you're really good at games, say, right? So that's what we're trying to do because we're all gamers. As you can tell by my background.
Right.
Yeah.
How long do you think it'll take for us to see this feature in, like, for example, PUBG?
So we are talking to the gaming partners. Hopefully in Q2 we'll have the site completed. Right now, Q1 we're focusing on the investor side. So we're just selling tokenization or building up the marketplace, having all the daily dividend protocol, all the smart contracts finished. And Q2 is actually where we're gonna kick off the business side with partners.
Very cool.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we're just building the community right now. We actually launched our MVP last week, last Monday. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
and so
Okay.
far we have pretty good traction. Without any marketing done, we have about 400 users that's onboarded, and from these 400, we have about 110, 120 people finish their KYC, so they verify their identities and all that stuff,
Hmm.
which is a pretty good number for us without marketing, just starting up. And we are
What are the
planning.
games people can play right now to go get your tokens? Is
Right
there
now
any
there is.
games?
We're not disclosing any yet. We're not
Okay.
disclosing any. Yeah,
When are
yeah.
you guys
Like
planning to do
everybody
that?
else. Huh?
When are you guys planning to do that?
Q2. Q2. Yeah.
Okay.
Q1, we're gonna make sure all the function works. Bug is not all crazy, and at least enough people has onboarded to understand this mechanism. And then Q2 is when we're gonna launch the details and also the gaming side, so the existing members they can participate, and it's gonna become a word of mouth thing from there.
Hi, I'm Chris Callum. If you guys like this video, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button.